What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. Every shred of information we put on this channel is brought to you by a couple products. Number one, we have a nootropic stack called Cortex. It's a powerful pre-made stack, man. If you want motivation, energy, mental capacity, lots of mental capacity, the energy to do work that you have been putting off, and verbal fluency and mood, buy a bottle of Cortex. $31 at livecortex.com. Go buy a bottle now. If you want a discount, totally fine. Coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, takes it down to $26 a bottle. Very cheap for what's being called the only pre-made stack that works. If you need my help on formulating stacks for you, anything at a nootropics consulting capacity, we've got 3 packages. One is a 40-minute call with me, 15 follow-up email correspondences where we give you 5 to 7 stacks that we think you should try and work with you to refine them over time and answer any questions that you have. Next is a 3.5-month package, which is the same thing, but unlimited calls, unlimited emails, unlimited consulting, and us formulating the stacks for you and then mailing them to you. 3.5-month package, get that at livecortex.com for business people mainly. The next one is a step up. It's 6 months. It's identical to the previous package. Unlimited calls, unlimited emails. We formulate stacks for you, mail them to you, work with you to perfect them, constant consulting, unlimited everything for 6 months, mostly for executives, entrepreneurs, and VCs. Get that at livecortex.com if you want to perform better. Last 2 things, if you're new to nootropics or within 1 to 3 years, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. Save yourself 10 years of experiments and researching Reddit and everywhere else on the web. It's a book that teaches you everything. Now it's an audiobook, video page turning interactive version of Smarter, Better, Faster with me reading the book in the back. Super awesome product. Buy it at livecortex.com. Last thing, if you are a dude and need to raise test, look, I was super desperate, ready to go on TRT. Looked into it all, got the processes started, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm a biohacker. I should figure this out myself. I don't need to go on a TRT. It took a while, and it's complex because there are 9 things you have to do. 9 very, very specific things you have to do to actually raise tests in a very sustainable way pretty quickly. That is the basis of a protocol we have as a service. It is called the Viking Testosterone Protocol, and you can get that at livecortex.com. All right, so we're going to talk about strategies on experimenting with nootropics if you are brand new. Now, for a lot of you guys that have been taking nootropics for a long time, you probably think you can't get anything out of this video, but I think you can, so stick around. For those of you that are pretty new, obviously this video is for you. What we find, so we consult people all around the world on nootropics every day. And in a lot of cases, folks that are brand new haven't tried a whole lot. They might have tried Alpha Brain or something and like, it gave me a little bit of focus. They might have tried Siltap, like, I had some mental energy. They might have tried like a Drafinone, like, that kicked my butt. And that was pretty good, but I really haven't tried a whole lot of anything else. In order for that person, and if you're that person, to realize what nootropics are going to help you and to get a baseline of experience so that you can move forward in experimenting with nootropics to help your brain perform better, you have to start extremely simple. And I want to lay out basically the protocol for that person. First of all, racetams, right? The class of nootropic compounds that are the most studied, been around for a while. There's 7 major racetams. They all pretty much work on optimizing acetylcholine. A couple work on optimizing AMPA receptors for stimulation. But mostly they're working on cholinergic areas of the brain, increasing the efficiency with which the brain synthesizes acetylcholine or increasing the release of acetylcholine from like the hippocampus in the case of oxiracetam and aniracetam. Piracetam improves blood flow and oxygen to the brain. So they're all kind of variable, but mechanistically pretty similar. You have to start with racetams, okay? You have to see if just a simple racetam stack works. I would start with oxiracetam, 600 to 700 milligrams, low dose alpha GPC, 40 to 70 milligrams. See if you respond well to it, right? And then, put that aside after you try it. Try aniracetam, 700 to 800 milligrams, same dose on the alpha GPC. See how you respond to it. Then try phenylpiracetam, 100 or 150 milligrams with about 70 milligrams alpha GPC. See how you respond to it. You do the same thing with coliracetam at around 10 milligrams, and you do the same thing with piracetam at around 3 grams. That's where you start. You can determine by doing that which racetams you're going to respond, better to, because some people just respond better to oxiracetam versus aniracetam, pramiracetam. Some people respond better to regular piracetam versus aniracetam, phenylpiracetam. You just have to figure out what you respond to. Once you've figured out racetams and you understand which doses of which racetams make you perform the best, Then you move on to some of the other, I don't want to call them innocuous compounds, but less heavy-hitting compounds like Alcar and theacrine, maybe even tyrosine and phenylalanine. So Alcar is basically just mental energy producing, a little bit of cholinergic activity, so it helps focus and memory in that regard, but mostly just gives you some usable mental energy and improves speed of processing and memory to a degree. 300 to 500 milligrams of Alcar by itself. Try that, see how you respond. After you figured out whether you respond to it or not, and hopefully if you do respond to it, then consider adding like 100 milligrams of theacrine to your Alcar dose, because they're both synergistically working to improve mental energy. Once you figure out that that works, like now look what you've got. You figured out that oxiracetam and alpha GPC in the doses I suggested earlier works really well. You figured out that you can't take pramiracetam because pramiracetam gives you cholinergic overload and you have symptoms of too much acetylcholine, which is memory impairment, brain fog, lack of social ability, and lethargy. You've realized that aniracetam works pretty well in regular doses with low dose alpha GPC, or whatever the doses that you took to experiment and figure out. You set that aside, you know that works. Phenylpiracetam, you figured out that it overstimulates you. Maybe you take the dose down to 50 milligrams, you find that being perfect. Now you got a whole bunch of stuff that you know works because you've experimented simply, you started simply. You didn't take like 5-6 compounds in a stack, you didn't try qualia, God forbid. And you just kept it simple. Now you know, and from there you could expand, upwards. You also understand your response to Alcar theacrine. It gives you energy, it makes you feel good. It's simple, it's minimal. Those are the most powerful stacks. It's not a lot of work, and your brain turns on. Then consider moving to L-tyrosine, 300 milligrams L-tyrosine by itself. See if it gives you alertness. See if it makes you function better. See if when you sit down to do your work or engage in your laptop work or you're at work doing physical activity and you need your brain performance or energy, see if it makes you more energized. Then from there, consider maybe stacking the tyrosine with the Alcar theacrine stack going from there, seeing if you can stack the tyrosine with some of the racetam stacks. That's when you can expand and make things more complex. But from the beginning, if you're new, you have to start there and you have to start simple. We see it time and time again, and that is the best way to start to figure out what you're going to respond to. Hope that makes sense, everybody. Remember, Cortex Stack right now, our product, Nootropics Stack, basically works for most folks. Nothing works for everybody, but Cortex is a powerful stack if you respond to it. $31, livecortex.com. You'll basically get everything from that stack: motivation, mental energy, verbal fluency, the drive to work, a heightened mood. It's a powerful stack. Coupon code 5 right now, FIVE, gets you Cortex for $26 a bottle if you need a discount. Otherwise, support us outright. Buy it for $31. We would love that. If you need my help on formulating nootropic stacks, if any of this you just want my help with to help you formulate the initial stacks that you're going to try, get our 40-minute call consulting package. 40 minutes with me, 15 follow-up email correspondence. We'll suggest some stacks, work with you to refine them over a couple of weeks. Basic package, but effective package. If you're an executive or business person, entrepreneur, VC, we have a 3.5-month package where it's unlimited calls, unlimited emails, unlimited consulting, and we formulate stacks for you and mail them to you. We also have an identical 6-month package. Same thing, unlimited everything. We formulate stacks, we mail them to you, work with you to perfect them over time. Get that stuff at livecortex.com. Then if you're new to nootropics, Get Smarter, Better, Faster. The audiobook teaches you everything. And if you're a guy that needs to race test, there's no better protocol in the market. Like I've always said, I tried everything. I tried stacking high-dose tribulus with high-dose maca, with high-dose cordyceps, with high-dose pine pollen. It's just like nothing really worked. Marginally it worked, but my numbers did not jump significantly. It wasn't until I figured out basically 9 very effective things that combined to form a protocol called the Viking Testosterone Protocol that I took my numbers from around 300 to 800 nanograms per deciliter. Huge jump. My life changed. Testosterone is anti-aging. My sex drive is through the roof. I feel great. I lose weight. I build muscle easier without lifting weights. It's just sort of this weird thing. But it's powerful. We've got a protocol for it. It's called the Viking Testosterone Protocol, and you can get that at livecortex.com. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.